Good day, everyone. I'm Maria G. Andiavichuela, and together with Mr. Thomas Dave L. Corpus, we will discuss about mental health disorders, and ending the stigma about mental health victims. So now, let us first define mental health. According to Medollexican's Medical Dictionary, mental health is emotional, behavioral, and social maturity or normality. The absence of mental or behavioral disorder. A state of psychological well-being in which one has achieved a satisfactory integration of one's instinctual drives, acceptable to both oneself and one's social milieu. An appropriate balance of love, work, and leisure pursuits. This definition of mental health is too technical, and it is also disparaged the mental health victims of the society. Now, let us compare this to the definition of the World Health Organization. According to WHO, or World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope up with the stresses of life, and can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her own community. The World Health Organization stresses that mental health is not just the absence of mental disorder. So now, let us simplify these definitions. Mental health refers to cognitive, psychological, emotional, social, and behavioral well-being of a person. It is all about how we think, how we feel, socialize, act, and behave. It also helps determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, how we make choices and decisions. Mental health also includes a person's ability to enjoy life, to attain a balance between life's activities and efforts to achieve psychological resilience. It means that one can recover readily from adversities, misfortunes, hardships, catastrophes, or the like. From this definition, we can say that mental health can affect our daily life, relationships, or even our physical health. Like physical health, mental health is very important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. The National Institute for Mental Health has a mantra, "No health without mental health," in which I agree and strongly believe too. The scientific explanation for that is because the brain is the control center of our body. Everything that we do, it involves our brain into some extent. And mind you, all the parts of our body is connected to our brain. That's why we cannot deny that we must put a considerable amount of attention pertaining to our mental health. Because positive mental health allows people to, first, realize their full potential. They are able to recognize that they can substantiate from everything that they can do to be everything that they can become. Second, they are able to cope with stresses of life. They are able to manage and deal with the problems that are in front of them, and they will do everything that they can to solve it. Third, it lets them work productively. They are able to act upon any given task, and they are also able to cultivate their knowledge and skills and put it into action. And lastly, positive mental health allows people to make meaningful contributions to their communities. They are able to bestow and impart something that they can help the communities that they live in. On the other hand, not attaining a positive mental health can lead to a person acquiring different mental health disorders. Some of those mental health disorders will be further discussed by Mr. Thomas Dave L. Corpus.
Thank you, Miss Gian. So I have a question for all of you. Do you feel like you're tired and losing energy quickly? It's that kind of feeling when your day just started, but your body is already prepared to rest? Do you feel like you're always sad most of the time? And that sadness doesn't leave you or go away? Do you feel like you're losing confidence and self-esteem? Thinking that it's better to just stay quiet? Do you feel like you're hopeless and helpless? In no mood to eat? Do you find difficulty in concentrating? That everything around you makes you irritated? How about in sleeping? Do you find it difficult in getting off sleep or waking up earlier like usual? Do you find it difficult in enjoying things that are usually fun and pleasurable to you? How about functioning in school, work, or at home? Do you avoid people? How about experiencing physical aches and pains? Do you think about suicide, death, or self-harm? Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think I ask these things? That's because you might be depressed. Depression is a mood disorder marked especially by sadness. It is a mental health problem that negatively affects the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. It makes a person feel low about himself or herself. It causes a person to lose appetite and energy constantly. It makes you give up on things and think that everything is impossible. Amin Ra Palacio, a mental health speaker, said, "The reason why we get depressed always comes down to the consistent thoughts we think and the consistent beliefs we hold." Which is true, because as we overthink, the more we get paranoid and get stressed out. As a student of Far Eastern University, speaking also as a teenager, I would like to address this problem about depression by speaking here in front of you with fortitude, telling that it's okay not to be okay. According to Poblacion 2018, the two pervasive misconceptions that has colored any discussion on mental health is one, mental health is not as important as physical health. What do you think about that? Number two is that depression, anxiety, and other mental health illnesses can be chased away by positive thinking without the help of mental health professionals. According to Health Guide 2018, depression is a serious yet treatable disorder. It hinders day-to-day existence, causing great harm to those experiencing it. Yet in addition, affecting everybody around them. Try not to think little about the seriousness of depression. Sadness depletes an individual's vitality, hopefulness, and motivation. A depressed person can just snap out of it by sheer force of will. If left untreated, it can escalate the chance of doing risky behaviors. Chances of suicide and self-harm can be brought up more. It can also ruin relationships. Think about it. Years of togetherness ruined in one moment. Vices such as alcohol and drugs can manifest more. In reality, many people suffer from depression. And anxiety, which is one of the major factors why people hurt themselves, according to World Health Organization 2018, every year, close to 8,100 people take their own life, affecting families, communities, and entire countries, and have long-lasting effects, and is expected more to become even greater contributor to global burden over the coming decades. Another study conducted by Health Institute of Mental Health says that study shows that mostly teenagers aged 15 to 24 greatly suffer from depression. And that depression can also trigger other mental health disorders. Illnesses like schizophrenia and disorders in eating and anxiety. Now I will going to give advice for those who encounter depression or who are depressed right now. The number one common thing to do is that to have someone or to talk or listen to about your feelings and problems, which can lessen a person's thinking of being suicidal. Effective talking and active listening with compassion can help a person who is suffering from depression to be free from the built-up tension they feel and avoid the possibility. According to Better Health Channel 2015, talking to people about upsetting things may help you resolve the problem, deeply see the situation more clearly, view at the issue in a new or different angle, set free built-up tension, view at the issue in a new or different angle, set free built-up tension, realize that you aren't alone, because mostly everyone experiences it, and observe new options or solutions you hadn't observed, and realize that you aren't alone, because mostly everyone experiences it. It's just a matter of mindset and perception that you have to change, and observe new options or solutions you hadn't thought of before. And now, I would like to call on again Ms. Gianna Bichuela to share about her personal experiences when it comes to this kind of things.
Now, I am here again, standing in front of you, and I'm going to tell you a story. A story that only few people know. A story that I am not comfortable to talk about. But now, I have the courage to share it with all of you. I advocate for mental health because mental health is a topic that is very close to my heart. Why? Because I am one of them. I myself is a victim of a mental disorder. It was actually 4 years ago when I was diagnosed to be clinically depressed. The other way of saying that is I have a major depressive disorder. These were the times when I woke up every day thinking to myself, why am I still here? Why am I still alive? Actually, these were the times when I am still breathing, I am still alive, but actually, I felt dead inside. I don't have the energy to do things on my daily routine. I rarely talk to anyone, even to my friends and to my family members. I still remember those nights when sadness filled my room and it hugs me until it's hard for me to breathe. Where my pillows were soaked with my tears. I still remember those nights when my thoughts nearly killed me. My mother, as well as my teachers, noticed the drastic change in my personality. And then two of my teachers talked to my mother and told her that I should go see a psychiatrist. And then one night, my teachers went to our house to fetch me and my mother and took us to the hospital. I was confined for 3 days. And after that, I am asked to take medications. 1 tablet in the morning, an antidepressant, and 1 tablet in the evening, an antipsychotic drug. I abide by the prescriptions of the doctor for nearly a year. But after winning the 5th place for the National Science Quiz Bee on the following year, my parents decided that I don't need to dose medicines anymore. That I actually recovered from what had happened. And that I'm back to my old self again. So during the course of my study as a grade 11 student, I didn't take a single tablet of my prescription. And I was okay. But then, on the following year, halfway through my grade 12 years, a drastic change in my mood was again observed by my teachers and my parents. 1 week, I was so active and I keep on participating in the discussions in class. And on the following week, I seemed to lose all the words. And I would not talk to anybody or say a single word. And so my mother took me to Philippine General Hospital for me to see a psychiatrist there and to get my medicines for free. The psychiatrist there diagnosed me with bipolar disorder, and another way to call it is manic depressive disorder. She also explained that the disorder is common to people who suffered major depressive disorder in the past. But there I was given another set of prescriptions, and after a month, my mother told me that the medicines that were given to me by the PGH was not compatible with me, and she observed that I was acting like a robot when I took those drugs. It was all like my actions were calculated and I was not being myself again. And then she took me to my previous doctor who diagnosed me with bipolar affective disorder and prescribed me another set of medicines, 1 tablet in the morning, a mood stabilizer, and the same antipsychotic drug in the evening. And until now, I am still taking those medicines. And I'm happy to announce that the dose of those medicines prescribed to me were getting lower as time passed by. I also see my doctor every 3 months. Now, I am going to tell you how I'm able to manage my mental disorder. It is not easy, and it will never will. But through the help of my family, my friends, and my faith to God, I am managing it in the best way that I can. I am also proud to say that my mental disorder is not a hindrance for me to succeed and to achieve my dreams. On my grade 10 years, even if I'm diagnosed as clinically depressed, I am the batch second honors during the moving up ceremony, and I also got the Achiever of the Year award. I also graduated with honors during my senior high school, and now I am a medical technology student of Far Eastern University, aiming to become a doctor in the near future. Thank you very much. And now, I will give the floor to Mr. Thomas Dave L. Corpus for him to discuss what to do if you know someone with mental health disorder.
Thank you, Ms. Gian. So what do we do when we encounter people who are victims of mental disorders? First and foremost, you must be kind and gentle to them. Be friendly and open a conversation with them. Converse whenever you have a chance. Because talking to someone is what they need the most. They need someone who can listen to them, who will not judge them. Whatever they may share, be sensitive about their feelings. When talking to them, always make eye contact so that they would feel your empathy. Choose your words wisely, because one mistake can lead to great misunderstanding, and we don't want that to happen. Let us understand that they need us, that they need someone to help them realize the beauty living a worthwhile life. Because to be loved is the best feeling in this world. So why not love everyone, regardless of their mental state? Thank you.